Stay up to date with the news that matters. BBC News. Download the app.
Tonight, a prisoner freed under the government's early release scheme is re-arrested, accused of sexually assaulting a woman on the same day. Around 1,700 prisoners were released to help ease jail overcrowding. The government said those who commit further crimes would be punished. Good evening. A man freed from prison on Tuesday under the government's early release scheme, which is aimed at easing overcrowding in jails, is alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman later that day. He's been recalled to jail and is due in court next month. A spokesperson for the Ministry of Justice defended the scheme, saying it was necessary because the government had inherited prisons in crisis and on the brink of collapse. Simon Jones reports.
Prisoners celebrate with friends as they're released from jail early. The government says its scheme is necessary to stop the collapse of the criminal justice system. But one man let out on Tuesday from this prison in Kent is already back behind bars. Amari Ward is accused of sexually assaulting a woman in Sittingbourne on the day he was freed. He's alleged to have touched her without her consent. On Tuesday, around 1,750 prisoners were released early in England and Wales. That policy sees the proportion of sentences which some inmates must serve behind bars temporarily cut from 50% to 40%. But latest government figures suggest more than a quarter of prisoners will go on to re-offend within a year of being released.
The problem is there are no guarantees that anybody who's released early will not re-offend, because we've got to do our job in our prisons of trying to rehabilitate people. We simply can't do that if we're used as human warehouses and we're overcrowded. We must be given a chance to give people hope.
The Ministry of Justice says it can't comment on individual cases, but insists that anyone who breaks their licence conditions upon release or who commits further crimes will be punished. And the government says without the early release scheme, police would not be able to make arrests and the courts would not be able to hold trials. The prison population in England and Wales has dropped by more than 2,000 in a week following the measures to deal with overcrowding. Next month, up to another 1,700 prisoners are due to be released early. The government will be monitoring the latest re-offending figures too. Simon Jones, BBC News.
New government analysis has revealed who could be the biggest losers from the changes in England and Wales to eligibility for the winter fuel payment. Strictly Come Dancing returned to TV screens tonight, but there was no mention of the controversies that have plagued the show over the summer. Now in its 20th year, it's had a rocky few months with several celebrities speaking out about their experiences on the show. Our culture reporter Noor Nanji was watching.
First four have been paired up.
The BBC's flagship Saturday night TV show has hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons in recent months.
A number of former contestants have made claims about the way they were treated on the show. An investigation launched by the BBC following Amanda Abbington's complaint about her former dance partner, Giovanni Panice, will reportedly conclude soon.
I'm coming into this room with a positive outlook and trying to do the best that I can, and that's not being reciprocated. I feel like I don't feel happy or safe or, I'm not having a nice time.
Panice has denied any allegations of abusive or threatening behaviour.
Time for all the sport now. Here's Lizzie Greenwood-Hughes at the BBC Sports Centre. Hi, Rita. Thank you very much, Lizzie. And that's also it from me. And there is plenty more on the BBC News website. Good night.